Welcome everyone, my name is Con. I'm a project coordinator at Momentum Educate and Innovate based in Ireland, and today I'll be talking to you about shaping your future from the self-awareness and self-efficacy competence of the EntreComp framework, and I'll also be talking about a company that has shaped their future with great success. So what is self-awareness and self-efficacy, and what does it have to do with shaping your future? Well, it means identifying your wants, goals and aspirations in the short, medium and long term. It also means assessing your strengths and weaknesses. It means believing in yourself to get through uncertainties and challenges. And it also means to believe in yourself and keep developing. And what do you need to have all of these qualities? It is the ability to plan ahead. Other words, to shape your future. So, shaping your future comes from the European Entrepreneurship Competence Framework. Within shaping your future, there are 8 proficiency levels. The first 2, beginner, you are working under supervision with support from others and eventually with a little bit more independence. At levels 3 and 4, at intermediate, you are working with others and getting support from your peers. At levels 4 and 5, at advanced, you are starting to make your own decisions and taking on some of your own responsibility. Then, at level 7 and 8, expert, you are contributing to major developments in the field, and specifically one field in particular. Now we'll take a look at a case study of a company that has shaped their future with great success. Shopify are a multinational e-commerce company, primarily a platform for online retailers. But did you know that they were formed because one man wanted to buy a snowboard online? Like many companies back then, Shopify was started because of a problem that the founder, Tobias Lütke, had personally experienced. He wanted to start his own online snowboard company, but he found that all of the software that was available to him at the time was inefficient or too slow. So, he was having personal problems with this software. He had designed his own website, all the design, all the work put in himself, but he found that with the software available, he wasn't even able to change the color of his company. Along the way, he didn't have a plan at the very beginning. He was running into all these problems, and soon he saw an opportunity that came about because he realized he could help people set up their own online stores and solve these problems that he was experiencing for them. He wanted a user-friendly, easy tool, but it just wasn't available yet. And he realized he would prefer helping people set up their own online stores than selling snowboards online. So he shelved the snowboard idea, probably a good idea, and Shopify was born. And this is the first step to shaping Shopify's future. So 2007 was a key year for Shopify because they based their future on the alignment between their business model and customers' success. They started developing products that would incentivize sales for the customers. Therefore, Shopify would also get a percentage of the revenue that the customers were making as well. They also switched to a subscription-based model that incentivized customer sales. And by the time they reached 100 million in Series C funding in 2013, they had become an authority in all things e-commerce. They weren't just some tool that online merchants used from now and then to sell online. They had woven themselves into the very fabric of doing business online. By now, they were beginning to look at a whole new market for growth, offline commerce. Before this, Shopify's mission was very product-centric. They wanted to make it easy for anyone to create a beautiful and powerful online business. But to grow into the offline market, they had to expand. And therefore, their new vision became making commerce better for everyone. In 2016, to add the personalization of offline commerce with the easiness of e-commerce, they integrated with Facebook Messenger, so their retailers could have real-time and more personal communication channels with the customers. Then in 2017, they closed the gap between offline and online commerce even further by introducing Shopify QR codes. This allowed the customer to use their phone to scan physical objects in a store or on the street, and they would get a direct link to that object online. So all of these innovations seem obvious after the fact, but Shopify's success has come because of their ability to plan ahead, see what the market will want in the future, and develop helpful products for their customers. A big part of the company's success is due to them planning the right thing in the right sequence, also known as shaping their future. First, they developed a helpful tool that gave them a wedge into the online e-commerce market. Then they developed a platform that helped them create a network. Finally, they became an ecosystem for all apps and developers online and created a community of buyers on and offline. Each step was important because it built on the success of the previous step. So what have we learned? Embrace long-termism in shaping your future. There are always trade-offs for every company between short-term and long-term gain. Shopify have always prioritized long-term gain and over short-term profits. Over 4 years, it took them to reach 1 million in annual revenues. It then took them 8 years to reach over 100 million in annual revenues. Now they're worth 10 billion. They've always benefited decisions that help their customers and build relationships long term. By shaping their business based on customer success, they've secured their own growth machine for the future. What will come in the future will depend on how they go on to shape it themselves. But if history is anything to go by, they'll be ready. If you'd like to hear more about the Shopify story or more about the EntreComp framework, here are some links for you. Thank you for watching.